Welcome back to another episode of Tuesday's Tips. I'm Jeremy Bailey, your Flying Realtor. Today is week 3 in our 10-week mini-series for the top 10 things you need to do when you're considering buying a home or selling a home. Let's jump on over to the studio where we have Suzanne Caldera from Guaranteed Rate Mortgage with us again. All right, well, thank you, Suzanne, for another week of Tuesday's Tips. We are on week 3 of our tips for 10 things that sellers need to do when thinking about selling a home and 10 things that buyers need to do when they're considering buying a home. We're going to kind of do a little twofer on the buyer side. But for sellers, last week we talked about decluttering. This week, a fresh coat of paint goes a long way. You'd be amazing at how much nicer a home looks with a fresh coat of paint on the inside. You know, I flipped many homes, not so much recently with the way the market is right now, but during the days of lots of REOs or bank-owned properties, I'd flip 1 or 2 a year generally. And, as the remodeling was just finishing up, you look around and be like, yeah, everything looks really nice. And then as soon as the paint hits the walls, the whole space pops like, oh, wow, this is a really nice home. It seems simple, it seems trivial, and I know it's a seller's market right now, but if a little bit of paint could mean an extra 10 grand in your pocket, I think it's worth it. Or if you have one of those properties that maybe is a little more difficult to move, there are still a few of those out there. A fresh coat of paint, make people think when they walk through the door, buyers like, I can move right into this. I don't care if they like the colors or not, but we are going to use neutral colors, earthy tones, I like to say. But nothing screams buyers that I really take good care of my home, like a fresh coat of paint. Like, wow, it looks really nice in here. They must have really loved this home. Now, for buyers, on the realtor side, I can't emphasize enough, do a drive-by. If you're serious about buying in this market, the day something hits, if we're not getting in to see it that day, if it's going to be the next day, you have to do a drive-by. Do a drive-by. Keep your weapons at home, or if you have your concealed carry permit, keep it in. I don't mean do a drive-by like the movies. I mean drive by the property, look around, because you'd be amazed at how many buyers will drive up to a home and they go, I don't really like the area. Well, we could have saved us all a lot of time if you just do a quick drive-by. You're already thinking about living in that area, so it's nice to do a drive by some neighboring streets. So do a drive-by, and then we make the appointment to go and see the home. And I'm going to save something else for next week. I'm going to leave it to that. Now, Suzanne, you have something that you would like to add for our buyers. So what do you have for us?
Jeremy, for this week's tip, what I want to talk to people about is don't pay anything late. You want to be hyper vigilant on your credit. And I've seen sometimes where even someone with 700 or 800 credit scores has that, oh crap moment when an automatic payment didn't go through. Auto payments are great, but you just want to make certain that you don't go late on anything, because sometimes you might forget to click the button where you set up your auto payment. So you want to be hyper vigilant on not paying things late. You also want to be hyper vigilant on your bank accounts. Don't let your bank accounts go in the red. Don't have any overdrafts. The reason why lenders want to see your statements is we want to see how you're managing your money. We also want to see, is there any additional debt that maybe wasn't disclosed?
Sure. Excellent advice. All right, great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tuesday's Tips. Remember, I'm Jeremy Bailey, your Flying Realtor. And until next time, remember to keep your wings level and I get a fly.